If you didn't know this about me, fall is my favorite season. I love the weather, I love the fashion, and I love the shopping. And so I thought it would be fun to go through some of the fall trends that I've been seeing that have made it onto my wish list. Some of these things have already made it into my closet. Some of these things I'm looking to thrift or buy. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. Pea coat tops, collared usually with a high button and a big button. Sometimes they'll have the first two top buttons and then the rest of it is like open. Otherwise, they'll go the full length. I think what I'm looking for is an exclusive to the pea coat. I am also a really big fan of these tops from Peachy Den that kind of look like a fencing uniform or like a chef's jacket, something along those lines. High neck jackets. I'm looking for something that's like a wool coat with a very high neck. I think it's super chic and it also keeps you super warm when you don't really want to wear a full scarf. I think these are like a great piece to wear into the winter as well. They don't necessarily have to be super long. They look pretty cute when they're cropped too. Given these two trends, I think in general I can just say that I'm really into big buttons. As you can see, I really love anything that has a super big button. I think they're just so adorable and they just add a little bit of a fun element. You can also change out the buttons in your clothing a different color. I think that would be super cute. The next thing that I have are capes and ponchos. I'm really on the hunt for these. I feel like I keep finding them at the thrift store, but not quite. So I'm still on the lookout. I really loved the crochet thin style that we saw in the summer. These styles are not really anything new or revolutionary. They were really popular in the mid to late 2000s. I remember wearing a lot of these ponchos and high neck jackets and the big buttons when I was in like elementary school, but I also don't know if they're super popular right now or if I'm just watching a lot of Smallville and it is starting to seep into the way that I get dressed every day. I kid you not, I literally saw my boyfriend the other day and he took one look at me and said, "Why are you dressed like Lois Lane?" Not that that's a bad thing. I do love her style. Moving on to accessories, I have been on the hunt for some triangle scarves and also some pattern scarves. I think that they just add a really fun element of color. I tend to wear the same big black coat, especially in the winter. I've also really been into big belts and I know that this has been around for a couple of seasons now, but I think I'm really getting into them. Adds a little bit of weight to the middle of your outfit. You can have a heavy jacket on, you can have boots on, but then to have an element at the center as well helps balance out the whole thing. I've been particularly loving suede for these belts. I've also been loving suede in bags. It's just such a nice added texture to an outfit as well. The final thing that I'm adding in here isn't necessarily clothing, but it is scents. I've been noticing that I've been gravitating a lot towards gourmand scents. Love smelling like a bakery. I think it's so warm and cozy. I also really love tea scents, and this is something that I love year round, but I think I start to gravitate towards them a lot more in the fall and winter. Something about smelling food reminds me of being cozy and therefore reminds me of being in the fall and winter. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it makes sense to me. And yeah, those are all the things that I am currently looking for at the thrift store, online. And if you'd like for me to take you with me to the thrift store while I shop for these trends, let me know. I would love to do a video like that. I will see you guys in the next video.